Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm watching to see if Laurel is okay with me starting.
Yeah, sorry, I was just trying to.
No, you're good. You're the boss, though. I don't know. Good. Thank you all for joining us this evening. Some of you I know don't actually have to be here, so welcome to all of you. This is a great group of students that you're going to see present their Ignite presentations tonight. And for all of those of you who have not done one yet, just buckle up and get ready. This is a great group of examples to follow. This is by far the best group of capstone students I've ever taught.
She says that every time.
Well, strong start. It was a strong start. And there's just one note I want to make to the schedule is that Joey Morris, just because he's not here does not mean he's not finishing. He actually is presenting to the city council tonight at Goose Creek, where he has done his internship. So he did his presentation last week, and for those of you who are curious, it will be downloaded with all the others, and you can watch it there. So I'm sorry he cannot be with us tonight, and I was going to make up some great story as to why he wasn't to scare all the other students, but I decided. So we'll go ahead and get started. Please feel free to help yourselves to snacks while we're going, and we're going to start with, and the great thing is we don't even need to do introductions, and in between, if you all will just come up, your presentations are all saved on the desktop, and we'll just go from one to the next, and hopefully everybody knows the order, but I'll let Laurel kick us off. Alrighty.
15 seconds. Locked and loaded. Here we go. All right. My name is Laurel Trzeciakiewicz. I am a candidate for my Master's in Public Administration, and I received my certificate in Arts and Cultural Management in 2021. I was born in Virginia Beach, but grew up in Jacksonville, Florida. I've been dancing since I was 3 years old, and I attended a middle school and high school of performing arts, where I studied ballet, modern, jazz, and contemporary. I attended the College of Charleston for undergrad, and where I double majored in dance and arts management and minored in theater. I knew I wanted to double major, but I didn't know what I wanted to pair with dance. I almost went the early childhood education route, but some other dance majors introduced me to arts management. I graduated in 2020. I had an internship lined up with Jacob's Pillow, but it was rescinded because of the pandemic. My advisors encouraged me to take the ARCM certificate program, so I started under Dr. Keeney in fall of 2020. Upon the completion of my certificate, I took a year off. I started teaching dance, and I started part-time at the Gilliard Center. I pondered going back for my master's, and after some more advising with Dr. Keeney, I started my public administration journey in the fall of 2022. Also, in September 2022, I was promoted full-time to the Operations Administrative Assistant. During my now 2 years at the Gilliard Center, I have had 5 directors leave, so I've had to witness what a lack in leadership looks like and how it affects a team and an organization. What I have learned in the MPA program has helped me at work. I am now a more confident leader because I can articulate what leadership is and what it should look like. To quote Brene Brown, "A leader is anyone who takes responsibility for finding the potential in people and who has the courage to develop that potential." And even though my job is entry level, I can still be an effective leader. The work I do provides a solid foundation for my team, and in a time of great uncertainty, my ability to provide stability plays a key role in ensuring department-wide success. I have also learned what it means to be a public servant and what it means to have public service motivation, and that is the innate desire and drive to serve others. It is important for organizations to have individuals with high levels of public service motivation. I enjoy working for a nonprofit because I get to see the impact of my work firsthand on the communities that we serve. I'm drawn towards organizations that are focused on arts education. My favorite programming we do at the Gilliard Center are our educational shows. On an educational show day, we'll welcome up to 1,300 students, and for many of them, this is the first time that they've seen a live performance. So being a part of that memory means the world to me. For many of these students, it is also the first time they're seeing themselves represented on stage. Over the past year, we've had several shows where languages other than English were an integral part of the story. In the Year of the Boar and Jackie Robinson, centered around Chinese immigrants, and Tomas and the Library Lady, centered around Mexican immigrants. The MPA and ARCM programs have given me the tools I need to create more diverse, inclusive, equitable, and accessible art spaces. And the most important tool is being able to value others' perspectives and make space at the table for their stories, such as Year in the Boar and Tomas and the Library Lady. I have learned that this is done by acknowledging my privilege and using it to amplify the voices of others. I have also learned that this is an important skill for policymakers to have. I believe that policy and decision makers often take their own privileges for granted, and this leads to exclusionary policies. Since I took my ARCM certificate in 2020, a lot of our discussions centered around the pandemic. I believe the arts community made excellent strides towards accessibility during the pandemic with virtual offerings, but they were quickly discarded as organizations began reopening their doors. Patrons who couldn't come in person were able to engage in the arts, but now that option has been taken away from them. I have strived towards making the Gilliard more inclusive and accessible, and I've started this by cultivating a relationship with Heart Inclusive Arts Community, and another arts organization that offers arts opportunities and experiences to adults with disabilities. Since starting this relationship, Heart has come to more of our sensory-friendly shows, and working with Heart has allowed us to rethink which spaces we designate as sensory safe and how we plan our sensory inclusive programming. Finally, the MPA and ARCM programs have empowered me to be an advocate for the arts and how we can individually lend our voices to the policy process through advocacy work. I will continue to advocate for more accessible and inclusive art spaces, and I know I have the power to make change, no matter my position. So, my goal is to use my ability to convey a program's public value for work, to work for a development team for either a children's theater or a dance organization. First, I gotta take financial management. In the spring, and then someday I would like to continue furthering my education. So, that is my Ignite presentation. Thank you all so much for coming. And one final thing, please come this Saturday to support Heart at the Courthouse to see Creative Misfits. That's all.